Salut Sameoldji, bon nouveau année. This is a reply to your video about cutscenes. Cutscenes often seem like a good idea because we see them in other media working quite well. You mentioned video games, but movies do this as well. They allow the players to kind of see the villains in a different light or see other things that are happening in the world. The problem is fairly obvious. The players are not involved. It can break the flow of the game, it can completely detract from the immersion that they may have been feeling. It could even just take away from player agency if they are involved in it somehow and they're not allowed to interact like your players seem to very much like to do so. I've tried once before having the players act out the characters in the cutscene, but that didn't work. They really didn't have any true agency just because a cutscene has to play out a certain way, and they were playing characters that weren't really the ones that they wanted to anyway, and that meant that they weren't really engaged in that. What I think works much better than this is a concept that I was introduced to by the companion book for Fiasco, which suggested using something called a smash cut, which gives you a little glimpse of what's happening before or after the event. The idea here is it's only a few seconds and it adds to the current scene as opposed to taking you out of it. I'll give you the example that's straight out of the book. Excuse that I'm reading this into the camera. We're playing the Vegas playset and playing out the scene in which Kate's casino dealer is working a scam with Mike's character, Tilford. Kate, I nod at you, picking up the Gafford deck and dealing. Everything's going according to the plan. Mike, Tilford is super nervous. He's sweating and fumbling his cards. Kate, of course he is, and I'm shooting daggers at him, just hating him right now. Joel, he's gonna ruin it. He's gonna ruin it. Kate, no, he's gonna pull himself together, isn't he? Mike, oh yeah. He's totally getting it together. He's got the cards you dealt him already laid down, a royal flush. He puts a $10,000 chip in and people start getting interested. Shane, smash cut to the security booth, where one guy's munching on a Twizzler, watching the other one as he rewinds a tape on Kate's deal. Joel, nice. Mike, Tilford's oblivious. Suddenly he's enjoying the attention. He puts in another 10 grand. Kate, that's totally not part of the plan. This is a great example because we just added the tension to the scene and we barely took ourselves out of it. That description took maybe 20 seconds. Now I'm going to give you an example that might work in your game. Now, you've mentioned that you are running a Shadowrun game. There's very likely in a Shadowrun game going to be some industrial level damage to corporate buildings. So, let's say a piece of explosive went off and something terrible happened on the inside of a building, which of course players always enjoy. Add to that and let yourself introduce, let's say, an investigator that's trying to track with these party members. Obviously they don't know about this. You can smash cut forward. The explosion goes off. Smash cut. There's a man chipping off a little bit of a burnt piece of desk. He's got an open bag next to him for chemical analysis. It's clearly a field kit. The desk is completely destroyed and in the parking lot outside. There you go, that's the next day, and you've got a great little way to introduce that villain in a way that will add to that scene, because the players will enjoy even more that they sent that desk barreling out of the building, and they know someone's after them. Great question as always, Sameoldji, merci, and I look forward to seeing the next video from you.